1.
Ow.
Hello, and welcome to the Poorly Named Canime podcast. You may or may not have heard a theme song introduction, depending on how lazy I was. If you didn't hear one.
Can we scrap this intro? Like, this sucks.
Let's face it, Canime is pretty basic of a name. It may change.
Yeah, that was just me being stupid. Like...
Listen, I already replaced Trigger with Canime in the picture.
That honestly got
replace it again.
Yeah, I might just pick one of these. One of the animes and just replace that. That'll be it. Each one will just be replaced, title for a different anime or something.
Yeah.
But, so I'm here today with, Jordan.
Hi.
And Liam.
Yo.
And Steven is also not with us again.
Because he's a lazy asshole.
To be fair, he's either...
Silent aggression against him.
He's either in America right now, or he's on his way back to his place right now, or he just got home and is tired or something. Because he did leave for America for a couple days.
Right.
That's why also you'll notice a lack of new gaming content.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with you guys, so I just have to assume shit.
Yeah. So this should be out. Depends when stuff gets done. It might be difficult with all the files with Liam and transferring them to me. Might just get Liam to program it or something.
Edit it and do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. But being Christmas break, it's pretty likely there'll be some new gaming content up on the channel. So today's podcast will be about Trigger and I'm bad.
Don't bother pronouncing.
Hiroyuki Imaishi, who is the director of many animes, which you'll probably know and or love, and also one of the co-founders of Trigger.
Right.
And we love all that stuff. So, most of the stuff I have is Imaishi related.
Do you want to follow off your list or my list? I think yours is a little more organized, so we'll follow off yours.
Okay. Let's start with non-Imaishi directed ones from Trigger. So, has anyone seen Little Witch Academia?
I have heard of it.
Yeah.
I literally, when, because we were supposed to record this earlier, but Liam was at a chiropractor. So, I literally just...
what it used to be.
My back. So I went and started watching a bunch of stuff I hadn't watched by Trigger or Imaishi, and I got through like 5 different things.
Wow.
But yeah, so Little Witch Academia. Jordan, you've seen it. What are your thoughts?
Decent. I don't have much to say. It was really short, so.
Well, I remember because I was reading. Where is it? What happened was they released it as one of their first shorts and whatever. However, there was a Kickstarter for it.
Oh.
For Little Witch, for the second one.
Yeah.
Which the Kickstarter went extremely well. They reached their goal within like the first, within quite a short time, and people really wanted this, and then they like doubled their original fucking how much they wanted. I think they got like a lot of money off of it. But yeah, people...
Was the first one just, like, funded by them themselves, or was it also...
Yeah, the first one was funded by them, but the second one was, Kickstarter.
Because I was about to say, it has really good animation for... But if it's not Kickstarter, then I can understand why.
Yeah, Trigger launched a Kickstarter, campaign. They met, originally the Kickstarter was $150,000, which they met in 5 hours. So they stretched it to $500,000, and they ended up getting $625,518 dollars.
Good God!
So yeah, people really want to see this.
Yeah.
See what now?
Little Witch Academia.
The second one. it got kickstarted.
It was pretty good. It's about this girl who sees this witch who does a giant show and she wants to be like her, so she goes to an academy. And everyone at the academy hates her. Except for the teacher who, I think... Oh, yeah. Spoilers before this. We're going to spoil shit.
Yeah, we have to spoil basically anything.
Head the spoilers, just saying.
Yeah, but some of these animes...
I'll put a spoiler warning at the beginning or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, spoilers, all these, anything we talk about, can and probably will be spoiled.
Yeah.
So...
Some of them can't really be spoiled, but yeah, most of these are going to be spoiled. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, there's not a lot you can spoil with Gurren Lagann.
There's not a whole lot you can spoil with fucking Inferno Cop.
They got the robot, and they beat up the bigger robot.
Inferno Cop, he's
basically,
like Ghost Rider.
You need manpower. Literally just the will of fight. Or fighting will, whatever.
Yeah, so...
There's not much to spoil with Black Rock Shooter.
So Little Witch Academia is pretty good. There's not much I can say. It was pretty short. I mean, there wasn't anything particularly... there wasn't anything bad about it. There was nothing I can say about it that's negative. There's nothing... I didn't see really anything over particularly good. But I can see why people... I think that it has a lot of potential. And that's why I think a lot of people donated to it. Because if they turned it into a series, it could be a really good series.
Yeah. No, the second one's just going to be a film, is what I read.
It feels like a lot like the Harry Potter anime.
That's what I heard. It's Harry Potter with girls.
Yeah, it basically is.
I mean, it combines Harry Potter, which is a great series. I actually have all of them in my I'm putting that in my books. I have all the books and everything. I saw all the movies and I love the series. And it combines that with girls, which I also really, really like.
Hey!
Yeah.
And what's really interesting though is there wasn't a lot of fan service in it. Which is kind of unusual.
Considering their other two animes that they recently produced, hell yeah.
Like, I mean, if you look at the other big ones I saw, ones I saw were, like, look at Kill la Kill. Lots of fan service. Inferno Cop, though it doesn't have fan service, is extremely... It has a really rude sense of humor.
It's very raunchy.
I've gotten to I'm on episode 9 of When Supernatural Battles Become Commonplace. I mean, it's kind of a harem-y thing, so I mean, it has as much fan service.
It's very generic.
Yeah.
But I've seen the thing too.
It felt very innocent. Which is, well, I guess they have, because the thing about, the witch.
It felt like they went, like, with Kill la Kill and did something risky, and then went with Supernatural Battles and did something completely safe, like the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, but it's got some interesting things. I just want to finish. We can move on to that one as soon as I finish my point on Academia.
Okay.
Which is, it's just a very big contrast to the current things they've done. Like, I mean, they had the scene at the beginning where, what's the witch she loves and wants to be like?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
It's been so long since I've seen it. Like, I saw it back in, like, April or March of 2015.
I won't lie, guys. I know we should...
Shiny Chariot, that's it. I mean, her outfit, Shiny Chariot's outfit is revealing, but it's not something we haven't seen before revealing.
Yeah.
It's like standard anime getup.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Supernatural Battles become commonplace. I've only seen up to episode 9. How far have you seen, Jordan?
I couldn't last past, like, episode 2, so good job.
Yeah, it's a harem. I'm not a big fan of harems.
I'm not a big fan either.
They added what you're talking about.
Have you not
seen? It's really crummy. Don't bother seeing it, Leo.
Yeah, I'm like out of the loop. I've only really seen Kill la Kill, and that's about it from Trigger.
Yeah, well, when Supernatural Battles become commonplace is, it's a harem, and I don't know if it's specifically in genre harem, but it's very harem-esque.
It is in genre harem, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, action, fantasy, romantic comedy harem.
Yeah.
It's a harem, except they all have superpowers.
And they occasionally, like, fight with each other, from what I
Yeah,
saw.
but it doesn't really pick up any actual overarching plot until, like, episode 8 or 9-ish.
Oh,
Which is where
okay.
I am. Where they start to explain where they got the powers from and all that.
What's the anime excuse for these powers?
Oh, it's fairies.
Fairies.
Fairies gave them a bunch of powers so they can watch gladiatorial style while they kill each other. Well,
Yeah.
they don't actually. They don't kill each other.
Yeah, I
They
was gonna say they don't kill each other from what I saw. They just kind of
defeat
fight.
each other.
Yeah.
Fairies.
And
For fun.
so,
Fighting's fun.
I mean, from a harem point of view, it's nothing new. They just added the magic thing, which is kind of cool. But so far, it's not anything spectacular.
No, it's nothing.
But I haven't
special.
seen all the way. But I'm just getting into the overarching plot, so I can't comment too much on it. So we'll have to wait and see.
I am definitely not gonna go any farther with it, because I really don't care about it.
Why didn't you like it?
Legend of Zelda.
It felt very generic. Like, the animation looked generic, the storyline was very generic, everything just screamed generic to me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well those are the two non-Imaishi ones I've watched. So, Jordan, do you have anything else by Trigger that you wanted to bring up?
They did the opening animation for Project Cross Zone, and I don't like that game at all, but the opening's good.
Yeah. I don't care too much about what they did opening. I want to see, like, their full production.
Okay, full production.
Right.
What else? What else do I have listed here?
You
They're
said Black-
doing one called Ninja Slayer. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's not.
And yeah, what's left is Inferno Cop.
Are we not going to talk about the big one, Kill la Kill?
No, we should get the small stuff
we are.
out of the way first.
We are, but we're talking about the because Kill la Kill and Inferno Cop are both directed by Imaishi. So I wanted to do those at the end so we can get into his other stuff like Gainax and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough,
So
fair
now we're looking at himself. Okay, let's start with Dead Leaves. Who you've seen Dead Leaves?
I've seen Dead Leaves is like the way I describe it is it's FLC Fulikuli and panty and stocking with garter belts. Actually, let's
No. What it is it has a.
It's
I
panty
wouldn't
and stocking
say
with
it's a
garter belts.
similar
FLCL
story.
had a baby. That's on Speed.
No. I wouldn't say it has a similar story to FLCL, but I will say it definitely has the animation style of Panty and Stock.
Dead Leaves was done by Production IG, by the way.
Yeah, the
Dead Leaves has like the logic, like the same logic thinking process kind of thing as FLCL.
Yeah, and it definitely shares the animation style, like I said.
They're both sci-fis. They both have the same amount of insanity.
Yeah.
Dead Leaves has, in some ways, is a bit more insane. In some ways, is a bit less insane, and also has the same kind of humor that Panty and Stocking had, with the same kind of pacing.
Yeah, except here it might actually even be stupider. I don't know even how that's possible, but yeah.
I loved it.
I loved it too, just because it was stupider than Panty and Stocking.
Alright.
Just because it accomplished that, it was like, oh my fucking god, I love it.
It was.
I won't lie, guys. I am way behind and don't watch any.
Dead Leaves.
Dead Leaves is old, dude.
Dead Leaves is
being behind.
Dead Leaves was after FLCL, but it was before Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so to
no,
put that a bit.
I haven't seen these, so I'm out.
Dead Leaves, it looks a lot like FLCL. It feels a lot like FLCL. It's just a bit more. The humor is a lot more raunchy and it's more fast paced.
Yeah.
It's about this guy. Also, the guy has a TV head.
I was gonna say, what are the guys with TV head upset?
I think I'm pretty sure Imaishi has something with TV heads. Because not only did he direct those, he's also part of he also does the artistry. He's one of the head artists there as well.
Yeah, he directed this and he did the character design for Dead Leaves.
Yeah. So it's about this girl and this guy with a TV head, and they're called Pamela and Retro. Is that right? Pandy and Retro. And they wake up in the middle of a place naked. So they do what any person in that situation would do. They robbed the bank, stole some clothes, stole some guns, and started shooting up all the civilians.
See why this is stupid, Leo?
It is like, this is a hilarious fight scene where they're all shooting.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So then eventually, she crashes and they go to jail, and there's a bunch of shit in the prison that happens. And there's, what's the fucking guy with the drill piece? Chinko. And he meets Chinko, who's like this really molesty kind of guy with a drill for a penis.
Yeah.
And so then they're stuck, in like straitjackets in a padded cell. So they, of course, decide to have sex, which frees them from their bindings.
What?
And they go on this. It's ridiculous.
That was my reaction. I was like, what the hell's going on? I can't even follow this anymore.
They go on this whole adventure, and it's amazing.
It's stupid, it's raunchy.
And she also, in the frame of like 10 minutes, she gets pregnant and gives birth.
Yeah.
And then in the frame of another 10 minutes, the kid gets old and dies.
Can we just wrap this story?
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna get this.
It makes absolutely no sense, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it to everyone.
I don't think it's the stupidest anime I've ever seen.
All at the same time.
It's not the stupidest anime I've seen. It's pretty up there for sure.
The thing is, with a lot of his stuff, it borders on a fine line between masterpiece and most ridiculous fucking stupid thing you've ever seen. It's always on like that fine line.
And some of them tip lower on the scale of one, and some tip lower on the scale.
Inferno Cop, I think, is more stupid than
whereas I think like.
But usually with his stuff, half the people say it's a masterpiece, and the other half thinks it's stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah, except for the second one. If we're segueing now, I don't know if you guys want to segue.
I just want to say that. Okay. I feel that that's a masterpiece I highly recommend. I want to move it back to the stuff he did specifically at Trigger, though, before we go into Gainax.
Trigger or at Gainax? Because, I don't know what he did at Gainax and Trigger, because I don't have this organized.
At Trigger, the things he did that I've seen is Kill la Kill and Inferno Cop.
But we should just Gainax before we do that, because those are kind of the big things.
Those are the big fishes. Let's dissect them.
Yeah, let's keep going. Okay,
well
the second thing he did as director was Cutie Honey, which I don't know what that is. Either you know?
We just finished, we just brought up Inferno Cop, so let's do that one quickly, because that's not going to take very long.
Yeah, because the other ones are going to take long, for sure.
Inferno Cop, I saw the first 3 episodes of it. It's the animation.
It's awful. It's fucking terrible. It's still frames. It's moving fucking cardboard pieces. It's worse than South Park.
Yeah, but it's meant to by design, so I can't really say.
Yeah, but like even South Park at least has a little bit of movement with their fucking cardboard cutouts. This is there's no movement. It just slides in.
Yes, but I think that's because it's designed
Max,
to be like
water. That. There's no excuse for the water to feel like that.
It may be a reference to an ancient Japanese storytelling design. You know, those shadow puppet things? Am I just blowing hot air here?
You cut out.
It's just like, it may be a reference to Japanese
hot air.
violence.
You cut out again.
I could just be blowing hot air. But this also looks like a complete reference to Skull Rider or whatever his name is.
I was going to say it is referenced by Skull Rider. He said that
it's the inappropriate version of Skull Rider.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
It's
like there's this courtroom scene that like I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
It's the guys who did South Park. Not South Park, but their other Flash animation they did online about the dog called like Little Princess or whatever.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. The one where he has his wife, and then she gives him head, and it makes her head explode, so they bring in the cops.
No!
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know this.
It's South Park. It's the guys in South Park, and they did this completely ridiculous, inappropriate, over-the-top Flash animation with 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That was, by South Park standards, it was way over the top, which should tell you what it is.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
But he gives her, his wife gives him a head, and he finishes. So it comes out at such a fast speed that it blows her head up.
Well, what's it called? What's it called? Give us the name.
Yeah, no.
I think it's called Little Princess.
Okay, Little Princess. I need to see this.
Well, Jordan's perving on our
Mexican
podcast.
lyrics. Mexican lyrics.
I'll find it just a sec. Jordan, talk about what you thought about Inferno Cops.
Really bad. Just awful. I didn't really like it at all. And I couldn't follow what the hell is going on. Like, I can't tell you anything about it. And I saw the entire series. That should tell you how followable it is.
John, reply.
Okay, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, but it reminded me of the thing I'm trying to find.
So what are we going to talk about next? Because I don't want this to just be several minutes of awkward silence because Max is looking for something.
Yeah.
We're recording.
We'll start recording again.
We're recording again. We
are?
Yeah. Some technical difficulties.
Okay, so we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're sorry about the technical difficulties.
I think William's cutting it.
Yeah, I have bad internet sometimes.
Yeah, you should have quickly.
So yeah,
something
we
else.
cut off talking about Princess. The
worst thing ever.
Animation.
Like, this guy is looking down with a surprise face, and his wife's just looking at him like, what happened?
Her head.
And he's like,
gets blown off.
Her
head gets blown off, giving him a blowjob. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I feel like this has nothing to do with Trigger, and we're going off tangents again.
We really are.
It has to do with Inferno Cop because I feel they're similar. They took the most ridiculous, rudest humor they could possibly think of, and then threw it at a Flash animation that was.
I have one. You wanna know what Inferno Cop reminds me of? Mr. Pickles. Do you guys know what that is?
No, and I don't want to.
No, but let's move on.
Okay, yeah, let's skip
over it. Basically, although, quick warning, if you are going to watch Princess by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, make sure no one's around when you watch it.
And if you're gonna watch Mr. Pickles, don't look into the dog's eyes.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
To Kill a Kill, because that segues nicely.
Oh wait, let me do my little tangent about.
Black Rock Shooter. Go.
Okay, it's based on a Vocaloid, so already don't watch it because you know it's gonna be terrible. There's a lot of Yuri in it, and it's very hard to follow. Okay, Kill a Kill.
Sorry, I got distracted by the Yuri.
Oh, Yuri.
I'm not sure what that is. I better Google it for research purposes.
Okay, well, Max
who don't
doing
know what
that.
it is, don't.
Oh, so this is what Yuri is. I may need to do some further research.
No, behave.
Alright, Kill a Kill.
Yes, because that segues nicely into
anime for anime fans ever, basically.
It's
Kill a Kill.
I think I'm torn on it. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad.
I'll say a couple things. People like to call it the savior of anime. I think it's a ridiculous concept. I mean, right before it, we had Attack on Titan.
Okay, look,
I feel that put us in a surplus for a while. I didn't think it needed to be saved. That being said,
the only reason people said an anime needed saving was because of Free, and I don't think Free was ruining anime.
It wasn't. It was just guys didn't want to be treated the way they treat women type of deal.
Yeah, exactly. They were
I think what it had to do was, I don't know, you'll notice that in a lot of, you'll notice in the gaming genre, specifically, there's a lot of homophobia.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot...
Not really.
Dude, all the
Name
homosexuals
one.
are considered evil.
Gays are
If you really think about it.
in what?
Most homosexuals in video games are
Most
or evil in some way. As well, if
some of them are. I
listen,
know
listen,
one, but I can't name
have
them.
you played on Live?
On
Have you
what?
listened? Have you listened to other people speak on Xbox on Live?
Oh, on Xbox Live, yeah. But that's not because of the game developers themselves. That's because of the people.
No. I'm not. I'm saying the fans in
I'm
general.
saying, okay. I thought you were talking about the game devs themselves. I'm like,
No.
no.
And the gaming industry, the people.
How about
who
let's
are
just
fans
say
of
in the gaming community, because industry and community are two different things.
Yeah, the gaming community tends to be very
homosexual.
It's like it seemed like a lot like a very big boys club.
Yeah.
That's what it tends to be.
They are literally the nice guys, quote unquote.
And anime tends to have an overlapping demographic with the gaming industry.
Yeah, that's true for sure.
Mostly because of boobs, bullets, and bombs.
I mean, there's not much you can add to get better than that.
And swords, Liam. Don't forget swords.
Swords.
And that probably has a fair bit to do with
the homophobia.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
obviously us three, we don't get it, but yeah, if you're homophobic, I don't know.
Speaking of relationships, there's one thing that really pisses me off about harems.
Yeah, go on.
Why can I never get hot and cute girls to come over and make me food?
because
they do it so easily in the harems.
Max, in real life we're not misogynistic and go, bitch, get in the kitchen and make me food, okay?
That doesn't even happen in anime, dude. They either break in or they're childhood friends and they can get in really easily.
I'm just saying, every single one of them gets one friend who does it, and I can't get one.
Because you don't have a childhood friend, Max.
I don't have friends.
You don't have a childhood female friend because you suck.
Can I just ask a question? Have you ever tried asking someone to?
Well, the problem is,
the problem is, Liam, if he asks a woman, go make me some food right now, she's gonna slap him in the face and bite his neck off.
I'm not saying she has or should be in there. I'm just saying it would be nice to have.
I can see where Max is coming from.
Let's stop this misogyny.
Women, wouldn't you like it if hot guys came in and made you food?
Of course they would, but
see,
he would totally freaking go in the kitchen for them. Whereas it's not the same the other way around.
All right,
I like to assume, however, I like to believe that all the girls are just dying to make me food. But because I live on the opposite side of the city to my school, because I'm in the French program, they just physically can't commute there to make me food. That's what I like to assume.
Alright, Max, guys, this has nothing to do with anime anymore.
I was about to say, let's stop.
Speaking of hot women, Kill la Kill.
No. Okay, let me go on about how the Kill la Kill girls look like men. They really do to me. I'm sorry to say.
They look like what?
They look like men to me. Like, Satsuki looks like a man. Ryuko kinda looks feminine, but not really.
Clearly you have not seen their battle outfits.
Okay, their battle outfits accentuate, but if I just looked at their faces, I couldn't tell they were girls.
Who's going to be looking at the faces, Jordan?
Hey, the face is important. Look, it doesn't matter how nice of a body you have. If you have a ugly ass face, no one's gonna think you're pretty.
Well, I would like to say goodbye to any female viewers. It was,
yeah, see, I knew it was
nice.
Goodbye.
I'm a feminist. That's another thing I want to bring up. I was watching when supernatural battles become commonplace.
Right.
And there's a line that really off-put me because they agree. There's this girl and this guy, and they agree to do this fight to determine which one of them's right. They don't explain how they got to that conclusion, but somehow they did. And so they're fighting each other. However, the guy is refusing to hit her, and so he doesn't hit her. And she's like, "You're not hitting me because I'm a girl." And he's like, "Yep." It's like, I can't say I dislike that feminine side of you. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's That's not feminism.
That isn't. It really isn't.
By
Feminism is
definition,
equality between genres.
by
And
definition,
genders, not genres. Sorry about that.
by definition, in order to be feminist, you would have had to punch her.
Yeah.
Okay, explain, because I don't get that.
Because it's a very simple situation.
Okay.
If you were to determine based on a fight who was right with a guy, you would have no problem hitting him.
Yeah.
Because she only says you won't hit girls. So in order to be equal in the same situation, you have to treat a woman the exact same in order for it to be feminism. So you would have to hit her, because that's equality. It may not be nice. It may not be nice equality, but that's equality.
Hey, I just imagine him going, like, after that fight, okay, you asked for it, just punch her square in the face.
And right.
Oh, man.
And that's goodbye to our non-feminist female viewers.
Yeah, I'm being so misogynistic this podcast. I'm sorry. I apologize to all women.
She's the all women ever. But yeah, Kill la Kill, however, is not a misogynistic show. At least in my opinion.
No, it's not.
Like,
I feel it's the female version of Gurren Lagann.
I don't think so, but yeah, okay. I can see why, but at the same time, I still don't think so.
Like,
It has a very, very different but similar art style, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
But the story, I will definitely agree, is the female Gurren Lagann. In terms of story.
The overall feel of it is accept who you are for who you are, and screw anybody else who says otherwise, right?
Yeah, it also has a little bit of Ava mixed in because of we're trying to defend ourselves from a higher power we have no control over.
But that's later on.
Yeah.
As well. Now, I'm not a young teenage girl. You may have surmised by my
Holy shit, you are? Oh
What
my
the hell?
god! Man.
You couldn't tell because of the hair, right? Yeah.
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 I mean,
Don't worry, I have a beard now. It makes it easier. But I was reading a thing where they were talking about it, or it was a post and stuff, and they brought up how women in modern day society have to deal with people looking at them leering and people looking at them obscenely and whatnot. Where what's her face? Ryoko had to deal with that every time she put on her outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
And Satsuki got over it pretty quickly, but Ryuko took some time and finally got over it, and then ditched Sengetsu for different reasons. But that's something that, in my understanding, is something that young women have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does seem that way to me as well.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
However, there is one which we can comment on a bit better. Because we're going to do the impossible and see the invisible. Row, fight the power. Gurren Lagann.
Hi,
Our
we
girl
meet again.
that will pierce the heavens.
I loved it, except for the beginning to the middle of the second season, which was horrible.
Well,
I will definitely. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Like, the whole time I was watching, I'm like, why don't you just go into your giant robot and then punch your problems away? Yeah. That's how you've literally dealt with it for an entire season.
Instead of just, going to jail. Like, why did he go to jail? I don't even remember why.
It's because, there was
there was an uprising. They were mad at him because he overthrew the king. When they were happy for him because he overthrew the king.
Yeah! Like, what the fuck's up with that?
People's loyalties are feeble things.
And then that, total douchebag became, the fucking king for a little bit. It was
as well, there are other reforms. Like, he made it the complete opposite, so you couldn't go, underground because of the 1 million people they would show up.
Yeah.
In which, Gurren Lagann, up to that point, Gurren Lagann logic, why wouldn't you just not care about that, and when they show up, beat them up?
Yeah, just go in into your giant rope, and you punch your problems away.
I mean, listen, the plot and the logic behind it isn't that complicated. There is a big enemy, so you get into your as-big robot, and punch it till it is no longer a problem.
If your robot
and
isn't
you
big
see
enough,
what happened
believe
to
it's big enough and it'll become big enough.
But Max, it didn't work at one point. Or do
When
you
did it work?
His death? It didn't
That
work
was
for him.
not.
He
That
died.
was not. That's a totally different thing, and that's a spoiler.
Hey, we
That's
just
fine,
said,
we are spoiling
just said, Leo, that spoilers are about.
Anyway,
Screw off.
and it's not just. I mean, that wasn't the issue with his death. It was mostly like it came out of nowhere and hit him, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's still a technicality that he lost. Piloting a giant robot.
To be fair, they won. They lost him, but they won the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he lost.
And he literally believed in himself enough, so he came back from the dead.
When did he do that?
He got into his robot, went up to him and punched him in the face. He punched the problem away, and then Simone was fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But he was all bloody and bleeding. That's like a lost victory.
He believed in himself enough to transcend death. And then he comes back again later and goes to he believed himself, so he comes back and goes to different dimensions and gets them all back to normal.
He believes in himself so much. If he were Naruto, he would have nuked the world by now.
To be fair, they are literally throwing galaxies around at the end.
Yeah, they were. All those poor souls in those galaxies.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? They were
Don't worry, they just had to believe in themselves and they would be fine.
Ever at the end, full of green and purple lights.
I love the attack names. No, like during that
My
fight.
wife is the best in the world. Swing! But let's face it, the true main character, the best character, and the greatest character
is Roshi.
Is clearly Fire Guy.
And Button Guy.
Button Guy, yeah. No, listen, you ask anyone, no one knows his name. It's just the guy who screams fire and presses the button and fires everything.
He's the spirit of the show. Exactly.
Yeah, he is literally the embodiment of what
was
the
show. Let's just attack all our problems.
He summarizes everything I love about the show at once, whilst generating mad hype.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome.
It's like when he comes out, he's like, you know, shit's going to get real.
Yeah. Or something's gonna fall.
He's amazing. Like, there's the black hole that's swallowing them in. What does he do? He fires everything. If I ever become king of the galaxy I'm going to find someone like that and handpick them to become a general. I love it.
A lot of time his fire everything tactic wound up not working.
Yeah.
Listen, if you shoot at it and it doesn't work, you just need to shoot more at it.
True.
It's all about addition.
Definition of insanity, though, like, the more you do the similar thing, you expect a different result, but it's never going to be a different result.
The last episode of Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite episodes of any anime of all time.
No, the very, very ending, though.
After
the galaxy fight, that was shit. That was so shit.
But it was so satisfying at the same time.
How? He was just an old man wandering around. Like, how is that a good future?
Because he realized he lived a tough life.
I'd like to apologize to all the seniors who are watching this.
Oh my god, I've just insulted like so many people.
Listen, Jordan, they spent all that time learning how to use the internet. And when they finally get on, this is what happens.
You just imagine one of your grandma just being like, oh hey, my grandson is on a podcast, and oh, who's this asshole he hangs out with?
Jordan's going to get a call from his grandma, and it's going to be like, hey, you're out of the family.
No, to be fair though, like, people like middle class North American grandparents are normally at their house, right? That's a good future. You were successful.
Okay,
but he's inspiring the next generation, remember? Because he's going.
He still lost his wife though. That sucks, dick.
He was able to marry her. At least he had a wife, right?
Yeah, I guess
his
so.
girlfriend.
It's implied. They asked them if they did it, and they responded with they did everything they needed to. And I'm like, and I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I consider that a need to.
fuck?
I mean, he literally did throw around a bunch of galaxies for her. I mean, listen.
Yeah, he tried his best to make her happy.
If somebody's literally throwing around galaxies for you,
He's the one.
I don't think there's anything you can really do at that point to surpass it besides throwing universes around.
Yeah.
Which, knowing Gurren Lagann, may not have been impossible.
You can throw dimensions around, yeah.
I can see Daisuke becoming the guy that throws universes around if they can.
I can imagine the button pressing guy controlling the 2D world.
He just fires multiverses at people.
Yeah. He presses a button and suddenly dimensions get thrown at people. Fuck yeah.
Right.
Okay, Gurren Lagann, it was fucking amazing. Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it right now. What are you doing still listening to us? Fuck our podcast. Go watch Gurren Lagann.
Go through this because we'll talk about other amazing stuff, and then go and watch it.
No, or better yet, just listen to this while you're watching it. Fuck yeah.
That's going to be hard to do because our voices will contrast with the anime. I've tried watching two things at once and it was not easy.
Hey, it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Panty and stocking with garter belts.
I have not seen the full thing of this. I'm going to admit that.
I have. I want season 2. I am mad that they probably aren't going to make it.
Seriously, the ending was the ending, I think the only purpose was to troll the fan base. Jordan, you don't know, but I'll tell you. What happened was, at the very end, they defeat all of the bad guys, and they win the day, and they go back to the church.
And everything's good.
And then,
great.
Everything's great, and then, Stocking pulls out her, knife and cuts Fancy up, and then takes her body, and then leaves, and turns out she's one of the evil guys.
And then...
Oh, shit.
To be continued.
That plot twist is like Sorry Zero all over again. I love it.
God lord. Oh.
Yeah, Gary Zero much, basically.
People who don't know, I think most people know by now. But what it was Guy and X looking at American humor. Also, this was also directed by Imaishi. Looking at American humor, and it was specifically to appeal to an American audience, so they did an American style of animation.
Here's the thing for me, my beef with it, and why I didn't finish it. It goes way beyond American humor. Like, way beyond.
Well, let me guess. The Saving Private Ryan scene.
That in the cake episode. This dude just, like, ruined me. That
At the same time, the reason I kept watching was because I found it interesting for different parts of the humor in different episodes. Like, yeah, some parts were like, no. And others were like, that is awesome.
But there was more no parts for me.
It also has my second favorite line from anime. My first favorite line is, Nudisto. Kill. My second favorite line is, we need to de-revirginize her.
Oh.
Or he needs to
that was one of the lines I can cringe at. There, that's a good
example. I thought it was hilarious because
that is a good line. That is a good line.
She got re-virginized, so you needed to de-virgin so she could get her angel powers back.
Yeah, apparently angels can't be virgins. Figure that.
Good job. Good job, fucking...
I loved it.
I did not like...
Also the death scenes for the ghosts, because it's all animation, and then they go into claymation for the death scenes, and they made a claymation and they put a tiny explosive in it and they blew it up.
When they go that far, it is...
I thought that was hilarious.
That is awesome.
Okay, yeah, I clearly am on, like, the opposing side of these two. I did not like this one at all.
And that's fair.
Sorry to say.
We can't expect everybody
it depends on, like, your sense of humor. Like, to me, I didn't find this funny at all. To others, they will find it funny.
It's the same deal with the harem thing. Like, if you find that a guy winding up in a situation and doesn't have enough time to explain himself and getting hit is funny, that's your opinion, right? So,
yeah. But yeah, for me, it's just way too much, like, raunch and not enough, like, actually good jokes.
Yes. The key to humor is writing what you think is funny, and if it happens to be raunchy, congratulations.
Yeah, if you have, like, if you find extremely raunchy, stupid shit funny, you'll find this thing funny.
Yeah, you'll find it
like me and, like, want a little more than that. Sorry to say, but it won't give you more than that.
It's meant to, it's an anime where you're supposed to turn your brain off and just laugh.
Okay, all of the anime we fucking mentioned, except for Evangelion, are animes where you turn your brain off and laugh.
Well, not true. Like, a lot of anime we've talked about, like, are like that. But That's just kind of what Gainax and Trigger have done in the past.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was doing some more research on Yuri.
Oh.
Let's.
Max,
Okay, Black Rock Shooter.
Zip up your pants before you continue this.
Yeah, please don't watch Black Rock Shooter.
I have track pants on. There is no zipper.
Do not watch.
Okay.
Let's move on to Fuli Kuli.
What does that even mean, right?
It literally,
I don't know.
they did an interview where he explained it literally means nothing. It means nothing. It's a nonsense word.
You can come up with your own meaning. How about that? I like that one better.
But the main character was supposed to answer it, and he didn't.
Let's see here. FLCL. Okay. I can't find an analogy for either of those.
It's weird, because it means different things at different times, so it can mean whatever you want whenever.
Yeah, but like, see, here's the problem.
Like when they talk about him doing sexually explicit things, they filter it out with Fuli Kuli. But there's also stuff where she asks, "Why are you wearing a hat? Is it Fuli Kuli under there?"
Yeah.
I don't
know about this. I've seen it.
Fuli Kuli, much like the way I feel about Kill la Kill, Girl and Gun and Painting with Talking with Guard Belt, is a masterpiece.
Okay, for me, Fuli Kuli's funny. I thought the humor in this was funny. For sure. Especially when they like randomly cut to South Park. I thought that was genius. I thought like the fact that a giant robot gets summoned out of a guy's forehead, I thought that was genius. I thought it was funny.
I was showing my friends. I showed it to my friends, and I was watching it with them. And what's really fun about watching Fuli Kuli with someone who's never watched it is you watch how they react to it. Because when you watch through it initially, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and then you have to realize that it's all symbolic, and then watch through it again, and then it becomes a masterpiece.
The problem is, I don't notice symbolism, so...
Oh, I was about to say that. I went through this without knowing the symbolism. I still thought it was a masterpiece.
It's literally all symbolism. As a big literature buff, I'm planning to go into literature stuff in university. A large chunk of some of those courses, a lot of stuff with you is just fine symbolism and stuff. Even stuff that doesn't even have symbolism.
The red hat, what's that symbolize?
My favorite, why do you think why was the curtain blue? Because it was blue. They painted it that way. But it's literally almost everything in that show is symbolism. The iron, the scene coming out of the iron, that's all symbolism. It's all symbolism.
Okay, so her driving, I want to know, Max, explain to me. Her driving around on her ass, is that symbolism?
You mean when she's on the Vespa, or when she's like floating?
No, when she's off of it and still acting like she's on it.
Probably has some bullshit to do. Listen, here's the thing about symbolism. Almost all of symbolism is just bullshit symbolism that they threw in, and people throw in there to be artistically. Listen, you have to understand almost everything in the world, when you really get into it, is pretentious.
Yeah.
Define pretentious.
Thinking that you're smarter than you actually are.
A lot of symbolism is really pretentious. What it would probably be, if I were to do a report on it, I would say her childlike behavior is a representation of how the main character, believes himself to be, isn't a child inside. He is very young. However, he acts a lot like an adult. Like he hates, the sweet drinks and whatnot. I think it was sweet. It could have been better. I forget. But he feels like he needs to be a lot more mature than he is, probably due to a number of different circumstances. Like whenever, with the robot, for example, he's always like, "Don't show off the robot, people. People will think we're strange. There'll be issues." And everyone's like, "Yay, robot!" So, if it were to be in a symbolic sense, she would be a representation of his inner, the childlike aspects that he's missing, and that's why he finds her so fascinating. Because she has those aspects that he has forgotten.
Yeah, that does not sound like a good description for
That would get.
I could never.
That would get me at least an 80 on a report, sir.
It would.
Seriously? Because I thought that was
What?
the biggest bullshit I've heard in my life. Oh my god.
Half of everything is bullshit.
Yeah.
The other half is, the rest is pretend. Most symbolic stuff is, a lot of symbolism in literature, I find, is not necessary.
No.
However, it's put there. However, if you actually really look, if the character didn't do all that ridiculous stuff, would the show have been as good?
No.
No.
Because it doesn't have that counterbalance as well.
Yeah.
As well, if you actually look at the story, the entire story is about him, is about the main character as he, is journeying through his life, being very, what's the word? He's very trying to be very mature. He's trying to be more of an adult, and all while he's a kid, and all this childlike, innocent, fun stuff is surrounding him. So keeping within the theme of the story, the side character would need to be like that in order to counterbalance and show the innocent, fun childhood stuff he is missing.
Right.
I just want to say, if you Google FLCL and look at like the little side thing, on Google, how they had a little side thing, it has one sentence description. After being run over by a woman on a Vespa, 12-year-old now says life has changed. They didn't even get the grammar right. Good job, Google.
I would Google that, but my Google's currently on image for Yuri, so.
Damn you, BlackRock shooter.
Anyway, should we segue off, or should we keep talking about Furikuri?
Sorry, there was a thing with tongues.
For God's sake.
I've gone through. Liam, we did Dead Leaves, right? You got that part?
Dead what?
Dead Leaves. It's like Fooly Cooly and Panty and Stocking with Garabelt had a baby that's on speed.
Yes, we got that.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, I've gone through everything I've written down.
And as have I, except for we kind of skimmed over. Well, that's not an important anime. Fuck that thing. I'm gonna delete it. Never mind. Ignore that.
Liam, how long have we been going?
Probably a good hour, maybe less.
An hour?
An hour? Seriously?
Do you know how much?
Maybe 45 minutes could be.
Do you know how much of a bitch it was to put all the images in the last one, and how long that took?
I honestly can't tell you for sure, bro.
It took a while.
It took a very long ass while.
Originally, you'll notice in the beginning, I'll change images whilst we're going through. Like, we'll be talking about Irregular Magical High School, and then we'll just change to a different one for Irregular Magic High School. You'll notice about halfway through it, I just stopped doing that.
It hung for the longest time.
This is way too much work, and it's way too time consuming.
Max, like the little girl from Ori Evo. It hung on her crying face for a good, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You know what? This is I figured it's a podcast. People are going to be listening to it as opposed to watching it for the pictures. Though that being said, I'll probably add some funny pictures, and I'll add some Yuri pictures. So if you've gotten to this point, and you've been listening and not watching, go back and rewatch it, because there's going to be Yuri in there.
Yeah, just look up Black
I wouldn't do that, Max. You could get flagged.
Oh, here's one with cat ladies.
You guys, for all you people out there who want some CG Yuri, search up Blackrock Shooter. Knock yourselves out.
Alright. So, we good? We covered everything about Trigger?
Yep.
I think we did.
Majority of everything about Trigger? Alright.
That is a giraffe woman.
Okay, let's end this podcast before Max starts scaring me.
Yeah. Alright. See y'all next time on Canime.
Oh my god, he linked something. Hold on. Keep this in, Liam. He actually linked something. No, Liam, keep this in. I'm gonna describe what it is. Okay, holy shit, Max. What's with you? I'm not even gonna describe it. Never mind.
Alright,
Signing off, bye. I'm gonna hang up now.
Wait, I have to see this. I think that's more of a cheetah than a giraffe, Max.
No way.
Either way, it's fucked up.
Anyway,
Look at the ears. The ears are clearly giraffe.
Huh?
The ears are clearly giraffe. You know what? We'll link it. This will be thrown up right now.
Put it in
Go.
the description.
All right,
Look at the image. This is what we're talking about.
Canime. Bye.